Hey everyone, I'm Nathan, and today we're drawing the Luck Boys. That's right, everyone's favorite Drawfee boy band from the poorly translated Shirts Drawing Challenge video. This group of pop stars who are harassing an innocent young you was drawn by Karina, so stay tuned for my speed paint headcanons and some shoujo anime opinions. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Originally, I wanted this to be a one-panel comic, but I wasn't satisfied with the drawings of the Luck Boys the first time around, so I end up shrinking all of this background that you see me intricately doing right now to like just the first panel, which as you can imagine is not the smartest way of doing a comic. But originally I didn't think this was going to be a whole comic. So there are a lot of differences between the way I draw for like an illustration and the way I draw for YouTube, because whenever I'm doing a YouTube speed draw, it's always about, oh, I need to have enough things in this composition that during a speed draw will actually take up the time of about 10 minutes, for a video. Whereas when I'm drawing like a comic, all I'm thinking about is what do I need to draw to convey the most amount of information with the least amount of lines possible. So when I condense this background into one panel, that's actually not a good thing, even though it does look really aesthetically pretty and it does work really well for a YouTube video. It's actually not the smartest thing that you guys should do in your comics or that I should do in my comics. That was like my biggest pitfall. I would always get the note from art professors like, oh, you need to simplify your backgrounds. And at the time I was like, that makes no sense, because in Ghibli movies and at Steven Universe, like the backgrounds are everything. And I had to be explained like, no, Nathan, those backgrounds are drawn by a separate artist. Like there's a million people working on an animated show, so you can have beautiful backgrounds. But in a comic, the point has to be the story, and there's only one of you, and it'll take you 800 years if you do a house, moving castle, bedroom level of detail in every comic panels. I had to learn that the hard way, and as you can see here, I'm still sort of falling into it. It gives me something to talk about in a video, so who's laughing now? And to be fair, I thought this was just going to be one image, so I had already drawn most of it when I decided to shrink it, and I was like, I'm not throwing out all that work, so I kept it. But yeah, I'll take a moment to explain what's actually happening in the scene. The girl with purple hair is you, the insert character that you're supposed to like project yourself on. She's our main protagonist girly who's in a reverse harem situation. She was told by her dying grandmother to stay away from Luck Boys, and these are the Luck Boys, a popular boy band. Each of them are modeled after a different lucky object. So there's Rabbit's Foot, Ladybug, Clover, and Bald, because I guess bald heads are lucky. They each have their cute little thing. Karina posted some fan art elaborating on them after the original episode aired, and I loved this bit about, oh, you accidentally pushed Clover down. POV, he's on the McDonald's floor. I just thought that was so funny. So I wanted to draw a scene, but I didn't want to draw a McDonald's. So I end up collapsing this idea that her family has an inn into they have an inn/restaurant where maybe the downstairs has like open dining so that they can get more customers besides just the people who are staying at the inn. But yeah, that was just my justification for what was going on. You may notice there's another additional character here who is not one of the Luck Boys or the main protagonist. And so this is kind of like a roundabout way that this character came into existence. There's this fan fiction called Stay Away from Luck Boys by Toblerpwn on AO3. It's a really quick read, so definitely go check it out. In this fan fiction, because the grandmother had died, Toblerpwn added this character of the aunt who was raising the main character. I heard that and my mind immediately goes to Oran High Host Club. And I liked the idea of how Haruhi in that anime is being raised by their father, who is like a trans woman. And I was like, oh, what if Yu's aunt is like a trans woman who transitioned like later in life, and now she's having to like run this whole restaurant. And she's not Yu's mom. They have like a really interesting relationship. Oh wow, no chairs. Bold choice. They're the only family they have left. I'm gonna use that as a segue to talk about Oran High Host Club. I really desire, in my heart of hearts, I'm gonna speak it into the atmosphere to try to manifest, but they should make an Oran High Host Club remake the same way they did with Fruits Basket, where they like bring back the original voice cast for the dub and do all new animation but update the source material a bit, because that show is so great and so funny that I would love to have in the reboot Haruhi actually using they them pronouns and being non-binary non-binary and exploring that a little bit. And then also having the host club actually be very respectful to Ranka's pronouns. So Ranka is Haruhi's father, who is a trans woman inside the anime. But there are all these like disrespectful microaggressions that the host club say towards her that I do not need to watch or listen to every time I revisit the anime. So it would be nice if there was an updated version, because we as a society have moved past that. Anyway, back to this actual art piece. So I add these two smaller panels to show the collision actually happening, so you know what's going on. And then the one bigger panel is the draw to the piece. Because another thing is, like, when you're making a YouTube video, you're thinking about what do people want to see when they click on this thumbnail? And people want to see the Luck Boys. And in that original image, the Luck Boys were so small. Like, I was going to add Clover to the background, so it was going to be 3 little tiny Luck Boys and then a medium-sized Ladybug, and then you was going to be really the focal point. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually a great piece, but people clicked on this for Luck Boys, so I wanted to provide an illustration that's like actually has the focus be on the Luck Boys, and you can actually see them really well because they're a decent size. I also didn't warm up before I did this drawing, so there's a lot of erasing and redoing of faces. Like, I could not get skulls or jaw lines to happen today, but we made it work in the end. Oh, I also think it's so funny that the food in this drawing is like, I was just thinking, I don't know, Kentucky Fried Chicken, but that makes no sense because this is like a cute little diner and there's like strawberries in the artwork. I don't know, I just wanted to draw fried chicken. Sue me. But I love everyone's personalities. I love Bald the most. He was who I was most excited to draw out of the Luck Boys because I felt like his design just yearned for luscious lips. And so I wanted to actually make his lips fuller. To draw him looking so cool. I really exaggerated his height, and I gave him these long proportions. It was really fun. His personality, I think, is definitely like Takashi from Oran High Host Club, who is voiced by Travis Willingham. Imagine that he's really close with Rabbit, who is like Rabbit's Foot, who is the short one, whose personality is probably a lot like Honey Senpai, who's my favorite, who's like the little brother archetype, even though he's like 27 and has a Roth IRA. I also thought it'd be interesting if Rabbit was like a trans man, and that kind of explains why he's so short and why he gets like carded a lot. Because a lot of trans men who will be like in their 30s and still get carded because there's like perpetual baby face that goes on. And then we would have like the full color wheel of trans identity, because I like to imagine that you, who is the character with purple hair, is like non-binary and uses they, them, she, her, he, him pronouns, like all of the above. And then we would have like a trans mask person and a trans woman, and just a very trans episode today. I also imagine that Ladybird, his personality like Tamaki in Oran High Host Club, where he's like a brat and very like in your face and is obsessed with you and wants to date them. But as you can tell from this picture, I kind of ship you with Clover more. I just imagine Clover's just like a nice boy, a soft boy. He doesn't really have like a parallel in anime that I can think of besides generic love interest. I just think he's really cute and really sweet and sentimental, and he's probably a little quieter and less gregarious than Ladybug is. I love the dynamic that they're brothers, so it just adds to this level of like love triangle-iness. You both like the same person. Also, when I did the coloring for this piece, I didn't just use a straight multiply layer like I normally do. I really loved kind of just using crazy, very vibrant colors, and then I added like an overlay on top of all of them to make them relate a little bit. I don't know, just a tidbit. And try new things, explore when you draw. Sometimes you get really fun results. Yeah. You can't force me to draw chairs. I had to draw 2 of them in the first Sona episode. Never again! This is so embarrassing. I can't believe the Luck Boys came to my family inn and restaurant. Hey, watch where you're going. And then she does the run. Oh no. Clover, how could you drop my fried chicken for a cliche meet cute? That's the finished image. I hope you like my little jokes and my funny voices. If you enjoyed watching this video, feel free to like and subscribe. Tell me your favorite Luck Boy. What do you think of my redesign? Any opinions? I'll start. I love that I made Rabbit's foot more yellow because Karina did these little drawings and the rabbit was yellow, so I just made him more yellow. What do you like about them? them. And if you really want to support the channel, check me out on Patreon, where for just $4 a month, you can have your name in the end credits. We have a fun time over there. And with that, it's that time again, folks, for the end credits. Special thanks to Blue Christopher, MOE, Game of Catan on IG, Gay Jairus, Melon, Prance, SL Blue, Smalls the Sax Jammer, Thumper Daytime, Tarthalinor, Tuesdays Anyways, and Tuppets Pies. My name is Nathan. I upload every Wednesday and Saturday, and I'll see you soon. Bye!